So now you know how easy it is to add two matrices together or to subtract one matrix from another. It's just as easy to scale a matrix. And what we mean by scale is to double or triple, to scale by half, to cut in half. So if you were going to make a batch of chocolate chip cookies and you wanted to scale the recipe, you wanted to double the recipe, that's really what we mean by scaling. You could also halve the recipe, right? So for example, if I wanted to double a matrix, like this matrix A, let's say I wanted to find 5A, I wanted to scale matrix A by 5, I'm literally just multiplying A by 5. And by multiplying A by 5, what I mean is that I'm multiplying each entry in matrix A by 5. So this is what it looks like to in the setup, right? This is the way we would want it to look. And then the result of that is simply going to be a new, in this case, 2 by 2 matrix where I've taken the value 5 and multiplied it by -4, which gives me -20. And then I've multiplied 5 by -2, and that is going to give me -10. When I multiply 5 by 1, I get 5. And when I multiply 5 by -3, I get -15. So 5 times matrix A is this new matrix. I'm intending to use pretty small matrices here. With these really simple calculations, we don't need to go, overboard with finding huge matrices to play with because the concept is really quite straightforward. But I want to do one that's just a slightly larger matrix, just so you get a feel for, again, kind of what's involved. If matrix B is this 4 by 2 matrix here, it's got 2 columns, 4 rows and 2 columns, then 2 times B is also going to be a 4 by 2 matrix, because all I'm doing in scalar multiplication is multiplying each entry in B by, in this case, 2. So I'm literally going to multiply 2, that's this 2 right here, by 2 to get 4. And then I'm going to multiply 6 by 2 to get 12. I think it could be argued actually that what I'm doing is multiplying 2 by each entry in B. So I'm multiplying 2 by 7 to get 14. And then 2 times -7, which is -14. And then in my second column, I have 2 times 6, 2 times 2, 2 times -3, and 2 times -1. So that's going to give me 12, 4, -6, and -2. And that is B scaled by 2. Scalar multiplication. That's really all there is to it. Notice that the resulting matrix, it has the same dimensions as the original matrix. Right, so now you know how to add two matrices or subtract two matrices, and you know how to scale matrices, but there's something even more nifty here. We can actually combine these two. All right, here are two matrices, A and B, and what I'd like to do is to compute 2A plus B. Well, 2A is just A scaled. It's just the matrix A scaled by 2, and that produces a new matrix. And once I've got this new matrix, I can add it to the other matrix B. So let's start by scaling A. 2A is just 2 times every entry in the matrix A, and that's going to be, in this case, -20, -8, -18, and +2. And I want to add that then to B. 2A, we've just determined, is -20, -18, -8, and 2. And I'm going to add that to matrix B, which is just this matrix right here. And that is 6, -6, and -10, -10. And addition of matrices is just an entry by entry addition. So I'm going to have -20 plus 6, -8 plus -6, -18 plus -10, and so on. And the result then will be negative 20 plus 6 is negative 14. Negative 8 plus negative 6 is negative 14. Negative 18 plus negative 10 is negative 28. And 2 plus negative 10 is negative 8. And this then is the result of 2a plus b. You might also see, for example, put these off in a box here, 2a plus 3b, or a minus 5b, or b minus 2a, or let's see what other combinations might we come up with here, negative 3b plus 5a. And in fact, if I had a third matrix, let's just call this one 5, 1, 2, 7. Boy, I'm really cramping my own style here. I might have 2a plus 3b minus 5c. I can combine scales and sums of matrices in any combinations. In fact, there's even, I'm going to scooch myself a little bit extra room down here. You could say, let's find 2a plus 5a, for example. And we'll talk a little bit more about that later when we talk more about the properties of matrices, but you might actually see that, right? That's another possible combination. All right, so now you know how to add and subtract matrices, you know how to scale a matrix, and you know how to combine those operations.